Have you ever gone through a traumatic experience and you feel like you just had no one to talk to about it? That's why I made my podcast, Filthy Laundry, out now on Spotify and Apple. Come on my podcast. I want to hear your filthy stories. Yeah, but you must be following him. Hello.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, where am I going to throw you so I don't hear nothing? Let me see. I'm going to throw you right there. All right, say something again.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, that works. Um, it's going to be one of those ones where I don't give a fuck who listens or whatever. Well, I give a fuck, but I don't. So, intro is welcome to Wild Ventures. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, blah, 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 blah. I have another guest host again. Well, the same guest host, Sierra from Filthy Laundry.
Hello.
And do you want to introduce your partner?
Yes, I am here with the real Jamie Triller. I clicked a button on here and it's doing a really bad, what is
like
echo feedback?
For me or for you?
Both.
Hold on. I think I know what it is. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get off the mic for 1 second. Hold on.
Okay, sorry. I don't know what it did.
Okay, what about now?
Let's see. No. I want
Still
to exit out and go back in.
You can.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I had two of them open, that's why.
Oh, it doesn't have you popped up on here, but I can still hear you. That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know, but here we are. That's so
Okay.
much better. Sorry, it was really bad. I couldn't think because I could just keep hearing myself. Rookie mistake, that's fine.
I need to shorten that audio. That audio is pretty long.
Yeah, that's a really long fucking boo. Jesus,
That
really hurting my self-esteem over here.
Well, today we watched well, actually it was a couple days ago. I'm rewatching, just giving y'all an update. Sierra might be carrying this episode because I only got the first 20 minutes and everything else is about memory. She got all the notes.
Ooh. I don't know though, because you were hitting it with that main character that we were talking about, which do we even know that guy's name?
No, he's just guy with black t-shirt.
Guy with black t-shirt. Okay, I'm so glad that we deemed him as that.
Yeah.
So I have wrote notes, but I feel like I feel like you're kind of more into the story pretty well. Like the fact that you connected those dots about the guy who survived it pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I think I only got it because my 50 Strangers. Oh, this movie came out in 2015. I only remember because I'm rewatching it now. Like before we started this podcast up, I was watching like the first 20 minutes and then you called me up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the reason why I got that beginning part.
Did we tell him what movie it is? I don't remember.
Yeah, it's called Circle, made in 2015. It's a drama horror mystery, and the director is Aaron Hand and Mario Mascani.
Okay.
They're both the director and writers, and I'm not even about to go through the cast because cast is outrageous. There's 50 people.
Jesus. Why?
And yeah, there's 50 people, and I'll say a third of them don't have speaking roles, but the rest do. And I'll say a third have no speaking roles. The other third have really small ones, and then the other third were kind of like the main antagonists, I guess. because
there
they
any
don't
big
even
names at all in that movie?
have, from what I'm looking at, no.
Okay.
Uh,
I didn't recognize anybody, but that didn't take away from the film. I still actually really enjoyed it.
yeah, but the names they gave these people in these movies is wild. One's called Woman 4, one's called Young Man, College Guy, and then one is literally just Guy.
Whoa.
I bet you it
Oh,
wasn't
wow.
a huge budget film either.
Yeah, maybe they didn't. I mean, probably not. If they didn't change the scene at all. I mean, think
You know
about.
what? Let's look up the budget. We can do that right now. Hold
Oh,
on.
Because I mean, you're like literally in one room, and then like the lighting, the design, and then like the only other scene really is the ending scene when he's outside, and like that little bit of CGI that probably wouldn't be too hard to put in.
The CGI was kind of horrible.
sorry. Yeah.
Wait, The Circle, is this the right one? It's saying 2015 film. It's a Sweden.
It's two different because it's on Netflix. It's called Circle, but then when you sent it to me, it's called Watch Circle. So
It's
that's
called
another.
Watch Circle.
That's what, like, when you sent me the link for the Netflix, it said Watch Circle, but then when I clicked it, it just said Circle. So I was kind of low key confused by that in general. Like, finding the movie on Netflix was hard for me because I'm like, wait, what?
Horror sci-fi.
It's just called Circle. Don't listen to me. I must have. Maybe Netflix was saying watch this movie called Circle. And my head said, it's called Watch Circle. Damn, that's exactly what happened. What the fuck? I feel dumb as shit. I'm fucking going into fucking Netflix. I'm doing Watch Circle. No, the link was saying watch this movie called Circle. So of course I
wow.
wasn't fucking searching. Yeah, dude. This is how bad I am with technology. This whole time I thought the movie was called Watch Circle. So that's great. I'm so glad that we're debunking myths in America.
It's got a 57% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6 out of 10 out of IMDb.
Did you look up the budget?
I don't see a budget, but it's a low budget movie, as you can tell. So if I was to guess, I'd say $500,000 to $1 million.
Damn, that's still a large investment to create a movie.
But I don't see how the ratings are that high. It's not a bad movie, but a 6 out of 10 and a 50%, that's a little. But at the same time, I'm reading some of these reviews and they're saying they're only giving it the review because it's a good low rated movie. I mean, low budget movie.
Okay,
It's a good low budget movie, but like if it was like one of those, like let's say this movie had the budget like Avatar and like looked like this, it'd be shit water.
Yeah.
So I give it that.
Wow, it's interesting. You're right, though. I'm in my head now. I'm playing what the movie would look like if they had an Avatar budget. They would have fucking murdered each person if they really did die, because that was something we talked about. We're like, do these people really die, like when they lose or whatever? But I bet if it had like a higher budget, they could have intricately, offed each person. Like, I feel like they could have really put detail into like how they died and stuff. So maybe
Hell
that's
yeah.
why they didn't do things like that. Maybe that's why they just zapped them and dragged them out of the room, because it's just cheaper to depict the film as that rather than show the gory details of their death.
True. 1 second. Let me grab my phone to grab my notes because I forgot. I need my phone for the notes. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Hold on. Ooh, mic down.
I'm done, baby. I want to see.
It's kind of hard to look up specifics because other movies are popping up with the same
Name?
title. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like I looked up the budget and that, and it's like coming up with like 40.7 crore, like India fucking money. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Never heard of crore, but
Crore. My bad. I'm back, but Crore.
Yeah, he said that when he was looking up the budget for the movie, that a couple other movies were popping up. So that was what was making it hard to find the information out.
Yeah,
about.
'cause I realized there's a lot of movies with the name Circle in it, like The Circle or just Circle. There's a lot of them from for some weird. And at the same time, The Circle for Netflix, like the game show, kept popping up.
Well, and like if I'm being honest, I get that they were in like a circular room, but I really do kind of feel like they could have given that a better title. That the title did not depict at all what the hell you're gonna watch. Other than the fact that they're standing in a circle, I guess. Fine.
Yeah, because when I seen The Circle and I seen like the description and all that, like what it was going to be about, the summary, I thought it was going to be something like Squid Game, high key.
I thought it was gonna be like some Saw shit.
Yeah, that too. Like I thought it was just going to be like everybody's going to get like yeah, everybody did get knocked out one at a time, but I thought it was going to be more like brutal, kind of like if you want to live, you got to do this. I thought it was going to be like some sick freako that has this weird game show that just wants to knock everybody out,
I,
one at a
well,
time.
honestly, I was very intrigued. Like when they figured out about the voting as to like who they were gonna off next. I was so baffled that they figured that out that fast. I was like, how in the fuck did you guys figure out that fast that your hand helps pick who you vote for that's gonna die next? Like what?
Here we go.
That would
Here's
have taken half the fucking movie for me to catch on to that shit if I was there in real life.
what's fucked up is that's the only reason why I'm happy I rewatched the beginning because I feel like the first 20 minutes is what's more important because it kind of gives you everything. But then after the first 20, that's when it's just arguing. Because
Yeah.
in the notes, I got the everyone asleep. Then it got the redhead waking up, and then she tries to leave a circle, but it keeps buzzing. And then, first off, this movie got me fucked up because they were playing my emotions. But by the time everybody wakes up, the main dude with the long hair, I'm thinking he's going to be the main character because he's like, don't move, da 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 da. And then you hear the countdown, boom, dead right away. And I'm like, well, he's not the main character.
Yeah.
And the only reason why they figured out about the voting is that Asian dude was moving his hand around, and I think he voted on somebody. Okay, it wasn't an accident, but he voted on somebody, and then that person died, and then that's when he realized it, and then like, boom, he told everybody like it's based off votes or da 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 da, like move the arrow, and the pregnant chick added on to it, and then that's when everybody realized what was going on. So it took two
Mm.
people to realize what was going on.
And who do you think the main character really was? Because I know that who won, but I kind of low key feel like the pregnant lady was the main character.
So for me, it felt like one of those movies where the main character switched up a lot and the main
Who?
character became obvious once you got down to the black dude and the long hair dude.
Yeah.
That's what that
When
but
when they were trying to pick sides and bet over who was gonna off.
yep. And because we'll get to that here in a minute, but I would say it kept switching up minutes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, but I would say it switched up after the final 30 minutes. Um Once they figured out voting and everything, they can't vote for the dead because it just goes to the second most voted from the previous vote. And then this is when the dude in the black suit he starts saying bullshit, and right away he comes off as a dickhead with the blonde hair who was talking to the one chick, calling her out for being a porn star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he started being a dick right a fucking way, like right away. Cause
Yeah.
he was just like, it's not gonna fucking work.
Yeah, he was asserting dominance just by being rude, I feel like.
Pretty much.
And
Because I got in.
fear. I feel like he really marketed like trying to off the pregnant lady. Like, do you not want to even survive after all this? Like, he was really getting it in their heads that like if it came down to somebody in the pregnant lady, that you aren't gonna really make it.
I think they really made it like a good point to like dive into like narcissism and dominance. Like it's a lot more than what like you think for face value as far as like people's personalities go as well. Like it really dove into like people's attitudes, like the whole race, age, and sex thing too. Like just how people act, like in real life.
Hell
And
yeah.
I thought it was interesting, like when the black dude was like, "Oh, well, I guess I'm gonna be off next because I'm black," and then they're like, "Oh," and then the I think she was a doctor. She was like, well, you're not helping your situation right now. And somebody else was like, oh, you're just doing that to make us feel guilty so we don't off you because you're a minority. And I was like, honestly, I felt like he was kind of slick by doing that, because if I was in his shoes, I would have felt the same way. I would have been like,
See-
well, I guess I'm going to be fucking going next, because what the hell?
He was kind
See-
of slick because he got that one person to start really
Mhm.
like doing the whole racial thing, and then they ended up, before he got off, the person who came off more racist was the next one to go off.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, because he triggered that racism trait in the other person.
Because the thing is, it's what do I call it, the race test, where I'll say something not on his level, but I'll say something that's kind of like racist or kind of fucked up, and like if you laugh a little too hard about it, it kind of makes me
Then you
question you a
know.
little bit. Yeah, it's kind of like he played that card because he knew going in there, out of 50 people, at least one or two are racist, whether they're black or white. So I guess no one was paying attention to the card he was playing. But like I peeped game as soon as he did it because it came out of nowhere. It was far left. So he just
Yeah.
wanted to point out who was racist, knock them out. And once they're knocked out, he never brought it up again throughout the movie.
Well, and also I do think that it was a part of knocking out the guy that's racist, but I also think he was trying to value himself over the man that was racist. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Which I could agree with that. And honestly, if I'm being honest, they could have done a lot better with that guy that was being racist. I feel like they could have put in a couple other things that maybe he would said like a little offhandedly to foreshadow that he was racist, rather than all of a sudden he's just trying to see who's racist and then this guy just starts going off. Like, I feel like in a real scenario, somebody who's racist would have held their tongue for a little bit longer rather than just right away start going crazy and off. Because I mean, wouldn't you see that that's what they're trying to do, is get you to say crazy shit?
Yeah. Because I mean, thing
So for
is,
me, I
like,
would have been like, bitch, you're not gonna get me to say no crazy. I don't know, but then again, like I don't identify as racist, so I don't feel like I would have a super big urgent need to like say all the shit that he was saying.
yeah.
I think that's why they dive into. They really like. I think like they really put the focus on how people act in real life, like not just this whole movie situation, but like in actual real life, like how people react and respond. Like, I mean, I thought they did a great job with how they incorporated people's emotions and people's actual response and feelings to, how people act in everyday life.
Honestly, because when I'll say, like, with the police officer saying the reason why it kind of felt like it's a response that could happen, but the only reason why I feel like it wouldn't have been realistic is because how far they were in the game. He should have known the rules, because the dude with the blue hoodie that was playing boss, he said something out of pocket, and even though he was at the top of the board, he sunk in the bottom and got voted off. So you would think he would hold his tongue, like you said, from it, but he didn't. He just lashed out. It was just like, all you people are the same. And it's like, whoop, you fucked up.
And I noticed too, like anybody who had it seemed like anybody that was too opinionated, it was like, oh, you're off.
Yeah, because they showed every single problem. They showed the racism. And then that one dude was homophobic. My eyes, I'm sorry. He was coming off very homophobic. With the
Which dude?
suit. With the suit, he was just like, why should we allow this woman to live with another woman? She can't even raise her kid right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, because the whole homophobia, like you're not going to be able to properly raise a child without a mother and a father situation.
I think even the woman that it wasn't a lesbian partnership, I feel like she knew that she was going to be judged for that, and that's why she said, I am married. And then like it kind of came out later that her partner's wife, she wasn't offering up that information right away, and I think she did that because she was afraid of the judgment that she would receive because of it.
Yeah. Because, like I said, the whole situation's wild to what it led up to. It started off with all the shit and popping off. And what's his note say? We skipped the first thing, how they started voting people. Voting off the ode. That was wild.
Yeah. I feel like that is but that's like the first thing people go towards. Um I'm not happy about that, but I understood why that was the first thing that they hit on. Because if people are gonna have to die, why not the older ones first? But it's not right because they didn't choose to be there. It's not like, but I don't know. In any scenario, it's not like people choose to die, anyways.
Yeah, and I want to get your opinion. Do you think old girl was 52? Because I think she was bullshit. I think she was lying.
I think she was lying. The one with the
The
cancer.
one with the cancer.
Because I think she was lying about cancer too. Maybe I'm just not don't have knowledge, but they were like, "You have gray hair," and she was like, "I had cancer," and I'm like, "What does you having gray hair have to do with cancer?"
Yeah. I don't know if I did believe that she had cancer, but I definitely didn't think that she was as young as she was. But then honestly, like there was those couple that was pretend married, and once all that came out, I was like, "Oh shit, these people are just lying to survive, man." Is
Hell
any
yeah,
of it true? Other than, and that's what makes you think, like, other than what you can physically see on a person, is anything that comes out of people's mouths fucking true? Just because somebody tells you that they're a good person, are you going to believe that? No, I'm not.
yeah. I mean, look at the old fucker, the banker. That motherfucker was being a dickhead the whole time, but as soon as he knew his time was coming, he started, "I give back to charity. I do this. I'm a good person." And it's like,
Yeah.
bro, a good person ain't gotta yell out here that they're a good person. You're overdoing it. But I'm happy. That's what I was telling you earlier. That old dude that's a banker and the rich guy with the suit on that was being homophobic, they should have been killed a long time ago in the movie.
But I feel like they had to keep them for the viewers' purposes. Does that make sense?
Oh no, you're most definitely right. You're most
Like
definitely right.
if they would have offed off every controversial person, the whole movie would have just been that one guy that didn't talk the whole time.
Yeah, that's the thing about horror movies. You always got to have something that's kind of dumb and non-realistic happen to keep the movie going. Just like what is it, Ring? You get a tape that kills you in 7 days. Are you going to really watch that? No. But a movie, are they
Right.
going to watch it? Yes, because they got to keep the movie going.
Right.
And I think the person that had the pettiest death was Beth, if y'all remember her.
Which one was she?
She was the one that gave the first story. She said she's from California. She
Oh
worked at
yeah.
HR for 11 years. She was 36, single, no kids. And as
And
soon
they
as they
offed her
heard,
because they were like, "Oh, well, at least she didn't have kids."
yeah, as soon as she said no kids, you start hearing bink, 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 bink. And I'm like, that's wild.
Like she's alone. She's got nothing going for her. Like
Yeah, once after she told her story, I was like, "Okay, everybody shut the fuck up because it don't matter what you're going to say. They're going to off your ass." Okay? Cuz
Yeah.
she literally didn't say anything wrong. And then yeah, once they were like, "Well, she doesn't have kids." So, I was like, "Damn, you guys are really looking for like literally any reason to off people." I feel like it
Hmm.
the truth of the movie was they didn't care who was going to die as long as it wasn't them.
Yeah. Like
And
they,
that's kind of fucked up, other than the people who cared about the pregnant lady. But then, like, if you go and watch the movie, you find out the truth about that. So,
well, I'll touch base on that. I'll touch base on that. But
okay.
the thing is, what kind of was like, this is wild, where I kind of chuckled, but then was like, oh, that's fucked. Because when I rewatched it, I peeped it. The 52-year-old quotable. Um, she pretty much was like, "Thank you for telling the story. Next person." Zim. And I'm like, oh yeah, she's most definitely like milking this along. Because I think she's one of the ones that should have got knocked out too. But because of the situation that happened, they kept her longer.
Yeah.
But like you said, you got to keep certain people, but and then one we talked about earlier was a military dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he should have I feel like he should have offered up as a volunteer.
Yeah, because they asked if there's any off volunteers, and the 6-year-old stepped up first. But the dude in the military was like, "I got a wife and kid at home," and it's like, we get that, but you gonna let the 16-year-old do it before you? That's wild.
Really though.
mm,
Honestly, I don't think that they should have allowed the 16-year-old to volunteer himself. They're like, he's old enough for consent. I'm like, he's not. You guys are just saying that because you don't want to fucking go next.
Pretty much, it's just like in a real life scenario. I feel like I'm gonna say this. I'm just gonna be honest. With 50 people on a spaceship and there's aliens, I think half of the people would have off themselves. They would have stepped off because what are you really going to go home to if you win?
Right. Yeah, what's the point? I know that's low key what I was thinking too. I'm like, I would have just offered. I'm not gonna sit here and wait for other people to vote me off. I would just do the job for you. Fuck that.
Yeah, and then and you said you was either going to do that, but you couldn't. You would just played it like the older. I couldn't tell if he was light skinned, Mexican, or whatever, but he didn't say a word or vote the whole time.
Yeah, yeah, I would have definitely tried to keep my mouth, but I don't like my logical brain says you would last longer if you could have kept your mouth like as if I've lived this. My logical side is like if you could just shut up the whole time, you could survive a lot longer. But the realistic side of my brain knows that I'm so fucking opinionated and I do like to offer like I'm a fixer, so I'm like I would have been probably trying to like figure out a way to fix it because that's what I do. I can't just sit and watch shit happen and just be like, "Oh, well, this is my fate." Like, I'm just not that kind of person. I'm like, "No, we need to do something about this." And also, why was everybody just okay with how everything was going? Why weren't they like trying to work together to take over the ship? That's what I was waiting for. I'm like, why
Yeah,
aren't we like taking over this shit somehow? I don't know how, but we could be figuring that out.
and low key, one thing that would have bothered me, and like, I feel like in movies, I pick up on things a lot, but sometimes I don't. But in real life, I pick up on a lot of shit because it's real life, not a fucking movie. And I feel like in real life, if dude was the only one with memories before the shit, that would have bothered me because why is he the only one that remembers something and everybody doesn't?
Right. And you remember that one guy that right before they offed him, he was like, "Wait, I do remember there was numbers," and then it was gone.
Yeah, he was
You're,
lying his ass off.
is that what that was? You think?
I think he was lying because he was next up out of all the old people.
Oh, yep.
Because it came out of nowhere like, I remember that too. And I'm like, no, you don't. You don't. What did I
Yeah.
say about this dude? Um, what did I say? No votes did it. I said, oh, dude's lying to live and he gets killed still. That's why I said, but oh, before we get deeper, I forgot to say the rules with the circle. If you leave out of your circle, you get killed. If there's no vote, the second person with the most votes get killed from the last votes. And if there's no votes at all, wait. If you vote for a dead person, that's where the second rule comes in. But if you
Yep.
don't do no votes at all, then a random person gets killed. And then I feel like there's something else. Oh, there's ties. They have to vote again. Was it like that? Did you have to vote
Yep.
again? Or
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. It'll go a tie, and then you have to vote over the two that it tied on.
But didn't they do that? And then neither one of those two, there was two people that were highlighted,
And neither of them died
and neither
once.
of them died once.
I think, did somebody else jump off their circle then? And they threw off the count?
I can't remember what happened in that situation.
I
Do
think
you remember that?
somebody did jump off because I think that's what it was. It was the pregnant lady and the child, and somebody came off, but I don't remember who. But somebody came off because it was the pregnant lady and the child. But the
Ye-
thing is, after that first time with the pregnant lady and child, they kept voting for either or and going back. I'm like, bro, leave these two out of it.
Honestly, I feel like the child got picked more than anybody else in that entire room. Even the pregnant lady, I feel like she got picked over because there was times where it was just the child, not the pregnant. Like, I remember it was somebody else in the child, and they got offed. It wasn't the pregnant lady; it was somebody else against the child, and
Yeah.
they lost.
Follow my dreams, I'll never stop. Put in that work, don't watch that clock. Came a long way from off that block. It's Triller Gang till we hit that top. Grind all day till shit pay off. Get in my way, my shit spray off. Even when I'm sick, don't take a day off. It's time to get paid, don't ever lay off. If I ain't clocked in, then I'm in that gym. Even when I'm at the crib, I gotta work that pen. No time.
Yo, what's up? It's Jamie Triller. Make sure you guys go check out my new song, Keep Dreaming On, featuring Bobo the Bread Boy. Pre-save is available now. Follow me on all streaming platforms. Jamie Triller. Songs dropping February 28th. Love you guys. Peace.
Also,
So
about the child, the first old dude that died, do you think that was her granddad? Because they kind of looked like they had a connection a little bit, or maybe I'm tripping because they both looked at each other. She screamed, like that was the most she reacted. Like she reacted to every single death, but that was the most emotion she showed out of all deaths because she was like, "No,
probably.
that I don't know, because they just looked like they were related. Maybe I'm tripping, but they seemed like they were related.
Well, when they had the fake husband and wife scenario after we found out that they weren't really married, I was like, oh shit, maybe I kind of that deduced me thinking anybody could have been related in the room. But now that you're saying that, yeah, that could make a lot of sense. The child, I don't even know if she spoke English. Like, I didn't hear her say really anything other than screaming and crying.
She spoke English at the end. You remember she was
You're
like, "I'll
right.
sacrifice." Yeah,
Yeah, when he tricked her into that dude was a fucking snake.
that's the thing though. I think he keeps his memories because there's no way. Well, or maybe I don't know.
So do you get to keep your memories if you win?
Maybe because the
Maybe
thing
all
is,
those other people, it was their first time. So
yeah, because he played it too good, and at the same time, the way he reacted, it seemed like he was just frustrated. I don't know, but he played that role too well of being the good guy to the point where I believed it. Not gonna lie.
I didn't. I did for a small, minor second, like when they were like, when he was like, I would sacrifice myself for this pregnant lady. I did kind of believe it, but then like towards the very end, I was like, this dude is playing these motherfuckers hard, man.
You know what? You are most definitely right because if he was going with his real plans, as soon as it was just the pregnant lady and the child, he would just be like, "All right, cool," and then just hopped off the circle. There wouldn't been
Yeah.
no big speech or anything. He would just be like, "All right, y'all two got it. I'm out."
Yeah, no, he was. And then at the very end, when I thought maybe he was gonna die, I was so fucking happy. I was like, haha, you're done for. You thought you won and you didn't. And then they play that fucking shit that you don't even know that they're gonna do, and it's like, damn.
Yeah.
I was
So,
baffled, honestly, by the ending.
so at the ending, when he got off the ship, does that mean that like maybe they do wipe the memory because he got up and went straight to look at the ship and then they beamed him up? Or is it, do you think it might be some mind control thing where it makes you come to the ship and look just so they can beam you up? Because they all just, I'm not gonna lie, if I see a big ass ship in the air, I'm not fucking looking.
Right. No, I'm gonna look. Sorry, I can't.
What the fuck? I'm grabbing an AR. I'm grabbing my 38
I'm
Spectrum.
not gonna. I don't have any weapons, but I'm gonna be staring at the sky, wondering what the fuck is
I
up
feel
there.
like a lot of people are gonna be like, "What the hell is that?" Staring at it like in awe. I mean,
Yeah, I don't foresee a lot of humans. If there was a big ass ship in the sky right now, I bet every human in my vicinity would be outside looking at it.
I mean,
People are just there. What else is anything out of the complete norm is gonna make you go right? Why you think people are famous? Hello, Jeffree Star. He's the fucking oddest person in the planet, and look at him. They're all watching it. Anything
True.
that is outside of the norm is going to be viewed to an exterior degree. Why do you think I make the content that I make? I mean, the second that you're going out from what is normally happening is when you're going to get the view of like people like, what's going on? What is this? So I don't know. I don't think they really had a choice because if there was some big ass spaceship in my city, I'd be like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. See, I'm just one of those ones. If it's something out of the norm, and I think it's because of my childhood, I just don't even bother to like try to figure out what it is. Like we had a thunderstorm not too long ago, but I didn't know we had a thunderstorm coming up. And the lightning bolt was so big before the sound even came. The lightning bolt was so big and like bright, it lit my whole apartment. And then the
Whoa.
rumble lasted for 30 seconds. And I'm not gonna lie to you, in the back of my head, I'm like, we probably got hit by a nuke. You know what I did? I just continued playing fucking Hogwarts because I didn't give a fuck. If we got hit by a nuke, we got hit by a nuke. There ain't shit I could do about it. I didn't look out my
Right.
window. I didn't check. I just said fuck it. I just kept playing. It's just like when I hear gunshots outside, I don't look outside. I don't give a fuck enough. I'm gonna stay right here.
That's fair.
But like,
Yeah,
that's
I don't go to look for gunshots, that's for sure.
yeah, but that's not a norm over here. That's what I'm saying. Like anything out of the norm, whether it's a spaceship or even like a little girl standing on the street outside my house, I'm not checking on it. I'm gonna leave it alone. That might sound petty, but a lot of shit to me feels like a setup, and that might be a fucked
Oh,
up way of living, but I just don't trust it.
do you what do you when you said about your childhood, what do you think? Why do you say that? Like what happened in your childhood that makes you be like, nope.
Nothing. I was just a curious, like it was nothing traumatic, but it's just like I've always been a curious child and wanted to like fucking venture off to shit. And then sometimes I find some shit I wish I never seen. And what I've learned is, you know what? You're not fucking Scooby Doo. Leave that shit alone. Let somebody else handle it.
Oh,
Cause
you don't want to hold the responsibility of the knowledge that you learned.
yeah, like I like knowledge and I like learning new things, but whenever there's something that's like too deep to think about, where it's just like you got to think for hours, think for days, years, months, and all that, sometimes it's just not worth the answer because the answer might fuck you up even more.
Oh,
It's just like I don't want to know the meaning of life. That might piss me off. I might like I don't want to know the meaning of a lot of fucking things because it might change my views on shit in a negative way or a positive way. But at the same time, it's just like let's say you're playing bad. Okay, let's say you can win $50 million with a coin flip. Heads, 50 million, tails, you die. Are you really going to take that chance?
no,
Ooh.
no, I wouldn't. Would you?
I don't know.
But okay,
Oh
I don't know.
shit.
I don't know because it would be low key kind of fun just to like
What the
I'm not
fuck?
saying I'm like that sounds so messed up, but I'm not like suicidal, but I'm like, well, we're gonna die anyway, so what? Take a risk and have a bunch of money that I could like live my life with, or take a risk and die and what not have to fucking be poor anymore. I don't know. It seems like a win-win to me.
Either way, you're going to be rich at the end of the day.
Right.
Physically rich or spiritually rich. I see.
Ooh. Big
I'm not.
facts.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd probably tell him, yeah, I'm good. I'm smooth. I don't even want to chance it because knowing me, I'm gonna fuck around and get heads 2 times. That's over dramatic, but still, knowing me, I know I'm not gonna get that 50 million.
See, I just really like odds. I really like to there have been times where I've woken up and told myself, "You should buy a lottery ticket today. You're gonna win the lottery." And I'll go buy one. And no, I don't win the fucking lottery, but I
Yeah,
can make myself believe. Like I'm the worst person to sell something to because I'll just buy it. Maybe not because I did not pay for that membership at that Rocket Car Wash. I'm not fucking paying $20 a month to clean my car whenever.
I don't even
Fuck
clean my car
that,
that much.
dude. They like literally they make you trade your soul to get your car washed.
See,
But the notes that I had, hold on, I'm gonna look at these really fast.
because we're everywhere out of order, but at the same time, it's a podcast doing a review summary on the thing. If you haven't seen the movie, then that's on you. But anybody that's watched the movie, they can track along because they know what's going on. So if you haven't watched the movie, don't know what's going on, that's on you. Go watch the movie, then come back.
Yeah. Don't even. Why are you here if you didn't see the movie? That's ridiculous.
My first opinion, I thought it was just going to be some cheesy, another cheesy B flick that wasn't, worth watching, but it actually wasn't bad. I mean, I like the whole perspective of different people's views and opinions. Like, just, I don't know, I felt like it, like, kind of delved into society as we are today, how we've came along with our opinions of homophobia and like racism and sexism and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
So we pretty much talked about like all my notes have really been hit on, except for I did put. It seems easier to kill off each person knowing who dies next. And I did feel like once they had an order of who they knew was going to die next, it seems like there was less chaos. They were less afraid. It's like they needed to know who was going to be going next.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it also shows another thing with life where you'll find anything to comfort that thought of being like dying because they were finding comfort in imagination because they knew they weren't all going to make it, but they wanted to hold on still and keep that comfort to make them feel good, even though they knew their end was coming because that black guy, he thought he was good with the long haired dude, and then out of nowhere, vote for the black guy, and it was
Yeah.
over with.
Yeah.
Like I said, yeah, a lot of people do try to find comfort in death. And I mean, that's good, but at the same time, that type of comfort, no.
Well, and that's how that whole system even worked was that hope of who's gonna live. Like the alien that whole thing wouldn't have worked if everybody right when they figured it out they would have stepped off the circle and everybody just would have died. How much
Hell,
fun would the aliens have had then? You know?
true. And I'm not gonna lie, I wish they made a part 2 because did you see the new group? Did you see how many kids and old people were in that group?
Yeah, I did.
I'm
That was
not gonna.
standing under the ship. So low
Yes,
key, I didn't know. I just thought that those were bystanders. Like at the very end, me watching that was just me. I thought it was just like, oh, he survived, and those are other people that also went through it and survived, and they're just waiting for the somebody to win to come out. I didn't think that they were all going to get beamed up and going through it again.
true.
I just
Shit.
thought it was like he was going back into his society and there's spaceships up in the sky doing this because that's what their life is like now. Like I kind of low key thought it was done. Like I didn't think that he was gonna have to go back up. And then once you said that he had already done it, once you caught on to that, I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah, because that means because the thing is, what I've when it comes, it's almost like what's the name of the game? It's it's called something, but pretty much you got a group of people who have a certain amount of money, and either you could vote them off, and if you vote them off, they could have like a large sum of money. Like, let's say you're playing for $1 million, they'll tell you how much their ball is, and either they're lying or telling the truth, and you vote them off, and then all this other shit. But when it comes down to it, when the last two get together, either y'all can split it or either you can steal it. That's what it's called, split or steal.
Oh,
And when it came down to the last people, the first time he did it, he could have, not voted and voted for the other dude. So what I'm hearing, so I guess what I'm saying is the first time he did it, the other dude didn't vote for him, but he voted for the other dude. So I wonder
yeah.
what he said or did to convince him not to vote for him and let him live, or how he tricked him.
I don't know. He must have made him believe that they were gonna be a team. I mean, or that later on. I don't know. I don't know.
Because when it came down to him and the baby couldn't vote because it was in the
Right.
stomach. It doesn't know what's going on. So he voted for the baby. Because when it
Yeah.
got down to him and the baby, I knew he was going to live because ain't no way a baby in the stomach is going to point.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna live too once I saw that. I didn't think that they were going to allow the fetus to have a vote. So I thought that it was already over.
Do you think the fetus having a vote is a way of, maybe I'm just going overboard, but do you think it might be maybe a topic of abortion they were trying to bring up? Maybe. I don't know.
No, maybe. I mean, we can talk about it. I'd love to, but she didn't want to kill that baby.
No. I understand that. I'm saying like with them saying that the baby has a vote, it kind of comes off. Maybe I'm tripping, but
Oh,
pro-life.
yeah, I didn't even think about it like that, but maybe honestly, it makes me wonder like what was the whole like what was the message of that movie? What did they really want us to gather and get from that?
Oh, we suck as a human species.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I got from it. We suck.
Damn.
Because if you, like I said, if you're okay with being 50 plus and letting a fucking child die, you have problems.
Yeah.
And the one dude, he thought that's so fucking weird too. The dude with the suit and all that was rich, he thought his money was going to save him and his big words.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't like him. I didn't fucking like him at all. I disliked him more than the fucking cop.
Really?
Fuck yeah.
Damn.
I mean,
Who did,
at least the cop was real about his fucking character.
so you disliked the guy in the suit the most
Him
and the banker.
and then the dude with the black suit. I didn't like the dude in the black suit because like he full on. It's almost like he was trying to shame her for being a sex worker, which is fucking weird.
Yeah. He was trying to devalue her life by doing that. That's why.
So, oh yeah, so pretty much the movie did its job. I didn't like the dude in the suit, the dude in the black suit. I didn't like the old banker, and I didn't like the dude with the long hair. Those are the four that were like the villains to me. And the dude in the black shirt, that I'll give it a good ending because it did make me like, oh shit, he's a horrible individual.
Yeah. Yeah, he tricked everybody. There was the two younger kids, like there was one that got off pretty soon, and then I think the other one might have been Asian, which that's gonna sound ignorant. But Loki, I was surprised that he had lived as long as he did.
He wasn't a full dick, but he was coming off as a dick here and there.
Yeah. But then he like got quiet. And I was like, oh, okay, somebody
Ooh.
else's turn.
I just thought about something. Maybe the movie's kind of saying the people that make it are the ones that manipulate. Because dude in the black shirt, he was great at manipulating everybody and everyone. He manipulated the long hair dude. He lied
I mean,
like
I gathered from the movie that if you can manipulate really good, you will win and you will survive. I don't mean to be like that, but that is what I gathered from the movie.
yeah.
Because he
Because I
seemed like a real genuine person until he was fucking off in that baby.
yeah. Because the thing is, like, I'm not saying I'm like that, but when it comes to my personality, I know how. Because we talked about, I know how to switch and change up depending on who I'm with, who I'm talking to, and some of the shit he was doing, I saw myself in, and I don't like saying that, but I'm just being honest. I don't manipulate, but I know how to switch shit up whenever I need to, because he was doing that a lot.
Yeah. He was reading the room and playing in the favor of the ones who are in fear, I feel like. And then anytime, the only thing that I thought was interesting though was he really was like all for saving the baby and the pregnant lady. And I kind of thought that was a little controversial. Like I was like, shit, they're gonna off him just for trying to. But and that's what's interesting because I got worried because I'm like anybody who goes against the grain gets offed, and he was going against the grain by saying we should fight for this baby and this lady and all this stuff, and then he still didn't get offed. So I was kind of baffled by that.
Yeah, I mean,
But you want to know why? This is the truth. Because even though he didn't really, he was pretending to stand up for something no matter the consequences. Does that make sense? Whereas everybody else, the homophobic, the racist, all them, they weren't proud to be homophobic or racist. They were trying to hide those features and factors. Okay. They didn't want you to know that because they knew that you were going to want to off them. He straight up was like, we shouldn't kill this pregnant lady. We should want to fight for and even though, yes, maybe people were like, well, fuck that. We're not going to survive. Like their whole argument with offing the pregnant lady. But I feel like him going against the grain made him seem like the hero. And I think that's what it was,
yeah,
that he like played like a hero card.
hell yeah, and he was smart because I think not only was he manipulating, but I think he was counting votes better than them. Where even though certain people might have had the most, like should have had the most, he was figuring out who could be next up and voting for them. I think he was switching his votes up a lot. And I think he was also, when they start doing the vote to the right, I think he was the one taking out the ones randomly
Ooh.
because he was just playing his cards right. He's playing his cards right. But
Yeah, and when they did that, the vote for the person to the right, and they fucked that up, and they're like, "Oh no, we must have messed it up." I'm like, "You guys cannot. What the fuck? It's fucking simple math. There's no way. Somebody obviously is fucking this shit up."
most
So
definitely.
that kind of pissed me off that they didn't believe that it was being tampered with.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna say this one last thing, and I'm gonna ask y'all two a question. But I'm gonna sound fucked up. But if I had to vote between the pregnant woman and the child, I'm voting for the pregnant woman because there's an alien apocalypse. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with her. The baby might not even make it. We don't know what the fuck's going to happen. I don't know. But at least with that child, at least she can adapt to it. That might be a horrible mindset, but that's just kind of, I would have let the child go, let her adapt, and then, she'll be the future of, I guess, the human race.
I'm not trying to be like this, but I would have offed them both as soon as I could have because I felt like they were leveraging the whole votes the whole time. And I feel like the faster they could have offed the pregnant lady and the child, everybody would have had an equal chance at living. I feel like the whole fucking movie was let's off anybody who's going to off them. And I'm like, why do they automatically get protection? I'm a human too, which I know I sound like the banker when I say that. But I mean, truthfully, I'm like, why do they? Nobody thought about the fucking old people or the lady that had cancer or the 16-year-old. So why are we worried about this lady that has a baby in her belly and some small child that even if she does survive, she's not even gonna. How's she gonna feed herself? The fuck?
True.
She can get
Now,
raped in 5 seconds in America.
fuck.
I think that you should let the little girl live because I mean, trying to raise a baby during an alien apocalypse, and trying to feed it and just I don't know. I think it just makes more sense to let the little girl live because she's the youngest, and I mean the baby has no conscience at that point.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. This is y'all are just now waking up on the ship. What are the first things y'all doing? Y'all either or of y'all can start either or of y'all can start off. Like what would y'all start off with and how long do you think you'll make it?
I mean, I think your first reaction would be like, I don't know. I probably would have done what that one lady did with like maybe try moving, but then you start hearing the thing going off, and so you don't want to move. I would just be quiet. I mean, that would be like it seemed like you're quiet. Like the longer you were quiet in that situation, like you didn't really get noticed. I guess I would try to. My opinion would be to probably just fall back and see how things start unraveling without having an opinion or a voice in that situation. I'm an observer, so I would observe.
I'm in action. I'm fight, flight, or like not. You can be any of those: fight, flight, or freeze. I'm usually flight or freeze. I probably would have been the I would have been the first to step off the circle, and that was how people would know. Oh, if you leave the circle, you're gonna die. I would have been like the very first, like fuck this, boom, done. Because I am like I'm not the kind of person that's just gonna like what if there was no chains. I don't know that if I leave the circle I'm gonna fucking die. If there is nothing restricting me physically, oh, I'm gonna move my body. So I would have been offed.
Not feel
I
that.
truly believe so. And if I could have not moved fast enough to gather that if you move off the circle you die, I think that I would have ended up being one of the opinionated ones that died. But not like saying something like racist or stupid. I feel like I would have tried to create order, and I think that would have pissed people off. And going back on the sex, age, race, all that, I do think because I'm a woman and trying to assert dominance or create order would have pissed off the males, and them wanting to be the dominant or assertive or one that's in charge, they would have voted me off quicker. So I don't think I would have made it because
Okay.
people don't like a strong woman in a room. So I would have been done for.
Okay. Out of the 50, what number would y'all been in?
What do you think? Out of 50,
Like
how long would you have survived?
how long would I have survived?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
number?
Oof. I would have tried to make it to the. I mean, obviously, I would have tried to survive to the very last person, but I mean, I don't know if I would have been able to manipulate. I have a kind heart, so I mean, I probably would have lasted a while, but when it started getting down to
Really having to talk?
yeah, sacrificing, weighing out the options and stuff, I don't know. I probably would have came to terms with that. Not everybody's gonna make it. I don't know. I do have that survivor mentality though, so I mean, I don't know. It's like a 50-50. Like I'd either be quick or I'd try to survive. It's kind of hard for me to make that decision. I mean, it's life and death,
Yeah.
I think I would have been probably the first 10 to go.
Fuck. God, some of those
I'm
just
just
got
being
knocked.
honest, dude. I'm just being fucking honest. I don't think I carry any features that would have allowed me. I'm not pregnant, so I don't have anything outwardly guilting people to want to survive me. Especially like the woman that was like 37, single, blah blah blah. I mean, anybody who's watched my, I if I really am who I am today, I'd pray that at least 43 of the other people in that room had seen my podcast or watched one of my TikToks, and they'd be like, "We can't offer her. That's filthy. She's so funny." That's what I'd be banking on. I'd be like, "Do you guys see this clout I have?"
My
Fucking
God.
stupid. They would have been like, "Offer. There ain't no TikTok no more. She ain't got no life left."
Time out.
Get
Is
rid
that
of her.
Sierra from Filthy? Hey, keep her on.
I would have been like, "Listen, y'all, if you guys don't vote for me, we can all do fake fucking videos on my TikTok right when we get done with this, okay?"
Knowing they're not gonna make it. That's wild. See, when it comes down to it, I'm not gonna lie to you. If we're waking up like it is after surgery, yeah, I'm dying right away because when I had surgery on my shoulder, as soon as I woke up, I ripped my IV out. I got out of bed and tried to leave.
Damn.
So if it's kind of like that, I'm probably going to just react and just walk away like where the fuck am I and just get smoked. But if it's like subtle when I wake up, I'd probably play my cards like Dude in the Black. But unlike him, I'd off myself when it comes down to it. But I'll tell the pregnant chick, like, look, you gotta off yourself next, or I'm gonna vote for you. Like, you
See,
gotta
and that's
pick.
the thing. Like, I wouldn't. I know myself enough to know that I probably wouldn't have offed myself to try to save her because I am like I want to survive type of. I don't care who you are. Like, if it's me or you, I'm gonna try to make sure it's me. I don't mean to be like that, but we all want to live. So I would have wanted to be done first because I wouldn't have wanted to have to try to take somebody else's life over mine, choosing my own. I don't
Yeah,
want to live with that guilt. You know what I'm saying? I don't. But I also don't want to die. So if I have to kill you, I fucking will. So that's
yeah,
why for me, I'm like, I feel like I would have been offed pretty fast.
yeah. I might sound suicidal or I might sound fucked up when I say this, but like if I stay long enough, I learn all the rules, in my head, I'm thinking, what the fuck am I even gonna go back home to? My parents are probably gone. My niece, sisters, siblings, best friends, they're probably fucking gone. What the fuck am I really gonna go home to?
Well,
So
and that's
fuck
what
it.
honestly, that's what baffled me the most about people. Like, that's why I was like, why aren't they all just jumping off the circle at the same time? Like, what do you get to win? And even the guy in the black shirt, guess what you get to win? To play again. So fuck that, dude.
See, if there were no children in the room, the fact that there's one children, I can't do everything I want to do. But if there was no children in the room, yeah, I probably would have tried to rub one out one last time and then fucking walked off the thing. Not gonna lie to you.
Really? In front of everybody, you would have tried to do that?
Fuck. I mean, if it's all adults, fuck yeah. I'm gonna get one last enjoyment out of life and then fucking go.
Even if there was a kid, can't you just turn your...
No, fuck no. If there's a kid, hell no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just walking off.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to masturbate in a time of death because I wouldn't even be able to climax knowing that I'm going to die. So I feel like that'd just be wasting my energy trying to pop out an orgasm before death.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd probably at that me being who I am, I'm already thinking I'm not even gonna be right in the head once I figure out everything. So fuck it. That's right. That I just kind of know myself. I'm not gonna be right in the head once I figure everything. So everything's gonna be fucking gone. My morals might be gone. Fuck it. I'm gonna be gone anyways. So let me enjoy this shit, get my shit off, then step off this platform. But if there's a child, I'm probably gonna say some fucked up shit, talk my shit, either get voted off on purpose or leave. I don't know. My fucking hand just keeps flopping back and forth. Pretty much when it comes down to it, I just know I'm gonna die. And
Yeah.
that's all that really matters.
Yeah, I think that was what was the scariest part of it all is other than what you look like and blah, 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 because let's be honest, like, I do think that the pregnant lady lasted as long as she did because she was pregnant, but I don't think that the guy in the black shirt won because he had like what he was wearing. Like, some things mattered by appearance, but some things don't. He won from his mouthpiece. It was his brain that he straight manipulated that whole situation. So
Yeah,
for
'cause
me, I'm just like, it's luck of the draw. Like, I feel like it could have, if you would have redo that movie, like in real life, or somebody else would have won.
hell
I
yeah.
don't think that,
And what I'm
it's
really
just
thinking
not that
about it.
intricate.
And what I'm really thinking about, and I just peep, he knew when to shut the fuck up. Because if you peep, after he talked about what he seen, he didn't say nothing again until the pregnant woman and the child became a topic. He stayed quiet for like a good chunk of the movie. And then when
Yeah.
it came down to, oh, bro, you know what?
I
Now that
I feel like he was letting people off, like he was waiting for the numbers to get down so he could, because it's if you're okay, if 50 people in a room, I'm the guy with the black shirt. Well, yeah, I'm gonna try to wait for more people to die because my chances of manipulating 49 people are not as good. But if I get it down to 15 people, they've already seen all these other people die. They're fucking scared. Now I'm gonna start implementing. Yeah, I feel like he was fucking smart for that.
you know what? I give this movie that. I give this movie a 4 out of 5. Only because it's one of those movies where you kind of have to watch it a second time, but once you start getting onto shit, you kind of like, oh fuck, this is actually a pretty good movie once you catch on. So, because at first I was gonna give it like a 3, but now that we're talking about it, I'm starting to catch on to shit. And I'm like, that's actually a smart thing to put in the movie. Oh wow, that's crazy. So I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay, I could agree with that. The fact that I watched the movie from beginning to end without going pee, grabbing something to drink, I don't even think I smoked a cigarette. It was obviously a good movie. Like if I'm not pausing it, and I actually watched the movie, that's why I thought it was interesting that you asked me to do a movie review. Because I mean, I guess now that I'm all laid up next to this boy, we've been watching movies. But before that, I wasn't really watching movies, man. So I was kind of scared when you asked me to to do the review because I'm like, shit, what if I go to watch this and I hate it?
No, I get it.
But it was easy to watch. Sorry, smoker's cough.
You better chill out before you hit the every morning when I actually hold on. Time out. Do I have it? Do I have
What's that sound like?
Yeah, that's perfect. It's deep.
Okay, what about that one?
That one sounds like a little kid, like you just huffed some helium.
Oh fuck.
Okay,
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, yeah. Oh shit, you're having too much fun. The first one was closer to the smoker's cough, I think.
What's this one sound like?
That's the one.
That one sounds like super.
Look for the robot one.
Oh my gosh.
Chipmunk.
And then what's that one?
You sound handsome.
Yeah, you sound like you.
Barry White.
You
Oh,
should bring
that's- oh shit.
You do not sound like yourself. Let me tell you what.
See, I can hear what it sounds like when it's off, so I have no clue. I was looking for the robot one because do you remember that commercial? It used to scare the shit out of me as a child. It used to scare the shit out of me when I was a child.
Yeah, the smokers.
Yeah, every morning when I wake up, the first thing I do. Yeah, I'm like,
That's pretty fucking good, right
Yeah,
there.
you didn't even need the voice for it.
that shit used to scare the fuck out of me. It'd be 2, 3 in the morning. I'm watching Adult Swim. I'll wake up. First thing I see, first thing I do in the morning is put my wig on, and I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like
What happened to those fucking commercials?
it's like that dude from South Park. So much for the needs of guns and
Hell,
Dude, that makes me want to fucking do a commercial about herpes on my TikTok.
if you do, you got to do the firework ones. The one with Tom Hanks on it. That shit was Pop Rocks. The Pop Rock, was it Pop Rock?
Yeah, pop rocks on your dick or some shit.
That was fucking hilarious. I lost my shit.
Yeah, he sent me a meme. When you're inside of her and her herpes is busting like pop rocks on your dick.
God.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
one.
that's a visual for you.
That's rough.
Fuck
Maybe
your life!
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Do I have
Maybe
Bing
the other
Bong?
day when you were like, what was that?
Bing bong!
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew you had bing bong.
Oh man. But as y'all can hear, that was pretty much the episode. A lot of fucking talking, a lot of bullshit, and a lot of fun all at the same
That's a
time.
nice episode. 60 minutes. For me, so
Filthy just introduced us. I'm the real Jamie Triller on Instagram, but Jamie Triller across all platforms. It's nice to meet you, Carlos. How can I find your podcast?
You can find it on Apple and Spotify at Vile Ventures, and then I have a second one with Talkaholic Junction, because Talkaholic Junction is the one how I met Sierra and we got the interview set up.
That was the third episode.
You said Vile Ventures?
Yeah.
That's what we'll be on. That's the top one.
All right, because I definitely will share. You got a 5.0 rating there, my guy.
Yeah, somehow I do. I don't know how, but
Killing it.
People like it.
Filthy Ventures.
another episode of Filthy Ventures. I gotta get on yours soon. But is there anything else y'all want to shout out? Because this is an open space here.
I feel like I talked enough in America. My tummy's doing the rumbly bumblies. I haven't pooped all day. I think I gotta do one of those.
Follow Filthy Laundry podcast, Filthy Laundry TikTok, Jamie Triller TikTok, music across all digital platforms. And if you can do anything in this life, be kind to each other.
You know what? That's a great way to end. I fucking love that.
Look at him. He's a whole fucking vision. We're gonna have him on next week on Talkaholic Junction. Tune in.
Well, I ain't got no clap applause, but that was another episode. Good morning, good night, and good afternoon. I think I got that from the Truman Show. Maybe I did. I don't know. But still, you have a great one, and thank you for listening to the episode.